Yeah, rock on, guys. Welcome back to Comic Book Weekly. Fans, we got a great show in store for you today. My name is Mike Spider Slayer, and these are the co-hosts here. And guys, first, we're going to give it to Cat Comic Uno.
Hey, guys. So we actually have a special guest here to talk about her Kickstarter. So we're going to intro her. And here we go. Special guest.
I'm here. It was just like, boom. Like, boom, you're on. Okay.
Boom, and you're there. Yeah. So, excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. This is, we're glad that, I know. We're so glad to have you, Madeline. This is Madeline Holly Rosing, and she currently has, excuse me, a brand new Kickstarter for Boston Metaphysical Society, The Book of Demons. And, man, I am just not.
Brant, you okay?
Cat, take it over. Yeah, I'm talking a little bit.
No worries. So we actually have a Kickstarter. So Madeline, why don't you describe what this Kickstarter is about and why our listeners who are Wednesday warriors should go to Kickstarter and back this up?
Well, for those of you who are not familiar with Boston Metaphysical Society, it is a steampunk supernatural graphic novel and prose series. We started with a 6-issue miniseries a few years back, which we completed. Emily Hugh was our artist. And since then, we've had 3 sequels with the new artist on board, Gwen Tavares. And The Book of Demons is our 4th sequel. And it's a standalone, but it is a continuation of our previous book, Ghosts and Demons, where we've discovered that Caitlin O'Sullivan, who is a medium and spirit photographer, has some sort of control or relationship with demons, and her mother takes exception to this. And the great houses, which are the hierarchy within my universe, have decided to kidnap her, kidnap Caitlin, and use her to find and enslave a demon for their own purposes. So this follows the team as they've grown. We do have a new team member with the Boston Metaphysical Society. Her name is Alma. She's an African-American scientist. She and Caitlin have partnered up to work on unionizing the labor force in this world. And we have this great cover. I have to commend Gwen. Gwen Tavares came on board with the sequels and has done a fantastic job ever since. And this kind of the Book of Demons wraps up this particular arc, which started with Scourge the Mechanical Man, then the Spirit of Rebellion, and then Ghosts and Demons. But what's even more fun is we have a brand new lapel pin, and we do one every year, but this one is the Plague Doctor, and it was designed by Alejandro Lee, and he did a great job. I actually have them. The pictures don't really do them justice. They look even better in person. So, and you can see pictures of them and the whole set of pins. The pin thing is a very steampunky thing. So if you ever go to a steampunk convention, you'll see, obviously, people still dressed up, and there were tons of pins, and it's a lot of fun.
That's nice.
There we go. That's the whole set, the current set that we have, and
those look really cool.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like, in our show, we always ask about, well, first of all, our show really talks more about like retail and more about the what books you can get on Wednesdays. So in your point of view, why do you feel like Kickstarter is a great place to find comics? And how do you feel like the platform has grown? Well,
the platform has grown immensely. This is my 9th Kickstarter. And like a lot of people, my first Kickstarter failed, but we learned from that and moved on and re-strategized and broke it apart in smaller pieces. And Kickstarter has allowed me, and the backers have allowed me to continue to create and to produce, which otherwise I would not be able to do. And it's only been in the past year and a half that you could actually pick up Boston Metaphysical from a comic book store. Source Point Press picked us up about a year and a half ago, and the individual original 6 issues went through Diamond, and then the trade as well. And it's just now that Scourge of the Mechanical Men is available to order through Diamond. So yeah, they have in fact picked up all of the sequels, including the Book of Demons. But I'm still the one who produces them. You know, I do all of that, and then essentially hand it off to them for wider distribution. And it's a good relationship. Don't get me wrong. It's a very good relationship, and I think very highly of Source Point Press, because it is, we maintain creative control. All the creators do, and I can do stuff like this, and I determine which direction the story goes and the characters go, and retain all rights to my own IP,
right,
which is important. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the Kickstarter looks like it's doing very well. So, like, congratulations on that. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, since, this is obviously not my first rodeo, we usually fund within 24 to 48 hours, but this is the first time it funded in 6 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's wild.
And
still over 3 weeks to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have 3 weeks. Yeah, literally 3 weeks to go from today. And it looks like we're going to be breaking all of our previous records that we've done before. And once again, that's all to the backers and people spreading the word and posting and sharing and all that great stuff. And folks like you who let me come on the show and plug it and and say, come on down.
Right, exactly. We're very indie friendly here, and we're happy to support as much as we can, and thrilled to have you on the show. And, thrilled with the success that you're having with this campaign. And I can't wait to see how high it goes and how many records you do break.
I'm calling 1,000 backers. That's what I'm
1,000 backers. There you go.
That's
awesome.
I'm
calling
that would be awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be the first for us. So that would be amazing.
I feel like you're tracking in a good place.
I know I'm tracking in a good place. I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm going to keep my personal thoughts and opinions of where we're going to end up until we arrive there, just because I know there will be a lot of with this many backers, there will be a lot of fluctuations. It's inevitable. So you're going to see stuff go up and down and then a surge and then up and down and up and down. It's part of the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It can be frustrating at times, but like everybody said, you're in a really good place here, and even if it does go down, I think you're good. I think you're safe. But we're fine, and we'll keep pushing forward. As you can imagine, I still have a lot of things planned to keep this pushing forward and until the end. Yeah, since this is kind of what I do. Mm-hmm. So do you have a lot more stories to tell in the world of Boston Metaphysical Society?
Absolutely. We are in pre-production for an audio drama.
Oh, wow.
We are doing the callbacks for the leads this weekend. So I do hope to announce who they are sometime next week. And then we'll be sending out a casting call, and it just went up again. Wow. Okay. Casting call for the secondary supporting characters. I have Eddie Louise and her husband Chip Michael on board as my script editor and sound engineer. They are veterans in the audio drama industry with their own audio drama called Sage and Savant, which was on for 6 years. It's a time travel steampunky thing. It's really great. It's so much fun to listen to. And it also has a companion novel. So yeah, I hired them. They are my production team. And actually we have a production meeting tomorrow. And yeah, the talent we're getting for the voiceover actors is just amazing. It's going to be really hard to choose. Yeah. It's going to be for those final 3. But I'm very excited. It's a new thing to do in the Boston Metaphysical universe. So I'm pretty psyched about it. And I'm looking to do a Kickstarter on that in October of this year.
Nice. Very cool.
Awesome.
And looks like one of our viewers just back.
Nice.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. So again, congratulations, and that's really
Thank
cool,
you.
man. An audio drama, and I mean that you just keep leveling it up,
that's
and
a whole nother level.
yeah, exactly. That's really cool.
So
All right.
yeah, it's fun. But thank you guys for having me on the show. And I really appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back anytime. And everybody watching, definitely go check out Boston Metaphysical Society, the Book of Demons, on Kickstarter for 3 more weeks. So, and we'll have links in the description and everything. So thank you again, Madeline. We'll talk
Thank
to you.
you.
Later. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Never seen Brant so choked up before about a kick.
I know.
He was starstruck.
Starstruck. Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that surprise, though. We've been keeping it under wraps, and we hope we could do more stuff like that because we want to showcase all of comics. I feel like that's a big part of our show, not just talking about Marvel or DC, just talking about Kickstarters and indie stuff as well. But let's get into the Marvel and DC because there is a lot to talk about this week, at least news-wise. We have a lot of news. Comic books, that's going to be fun because there was so little this week. But we're going to have some fun this week. And we're going to get into some media news first. A Loki trailer dropped today. So I did not get a chance to watch it. I'm a Brant this week.
You can see how excited though Kat really is about when she didn't watch the trailer.
Oh, I'm so excited about Loki. Yeah, for sure.
Honestly,
It was good. I liked the trailer. I actually bumped into it because it was on the Brooklyn Boys Discord.
I honestly didn't watch it. Lisa told me about it. So I meant to watch it.
Brant too.
I was doing a million different things, but yeah, she was surprised at the direction that it went. Like it's the time travel, time's broken kind of thing, and it wasn't what she expected.
I heard Legends of Tomorrow. I heard it was like a lot of like Legends of Tomorrow vibe to it.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Interesting.
I watched
Loki broke the time with the Tesseract from the first Avenger movie. So now he is being hired on to fix all that he broke.
Right.
I watched it, and I thought Owen Wilson was pretty good in it, but I'm still not excited about seeing it yet. Like, it doesn't – I don't know. I think it might be just Loki the character, himself. I think this is a show – where I'm going to have to win it and it's going to win me over. It's going to have to do that. It's not like some of the other shows that have already been on or, the characters, like, Scarlet Witch already from Avengers and like, and it's like you knew Vision and you knew the relationship in the past and stuff like that. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just something about Loki. I'm just not really drawn to the character all that much.
So Randy said, I'm going to watch the show, so no need for a trailer for me. I'll see everything when I see the show, just like the Mortal Kombat and Cruella. I honestly do agree with that stance, because we already saw a Loki trailer. I don't need another one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch it, too, at least the first episode. Or whatever. Well, it's a Marvel thing. I'm going to watch the whole thing. Who am I kidding?
No, I'm going to do it, yeah.
So next is some sadder news, I guess, depending on what side you're on here, but New Gods and Aquaman Trench are not moving forward. And I honestly didn't even know Aquaman Trench was a movie. So I was just like, oh, okay. And then New Gods, I thought it was interesting that we had this top tier filmmaker and, even if you don't love Tom King, he's one of the top tier comic writers writing a comic book movie. I thought that was pretty cool. But I think after the Justice League Snyder cut, maybe DC's trying to make different decisions on where they're going in their movies, just like every minute at DC.
Just a little sidetrack. Speaking of the Snyder cut, I have not watched it, but I found out that it was in 4:3 ratio, and I want to watch it even less now. It's not formatted for widescreen. It's the box. It's like
tiny box, so you could see the rest of the crap. There you go.
Anyway, I really like the Trench storyline, so I was kind of excited to see that movie. So I'm
glad you knew it existed.
Yeah, I did know it existed. I'm a little sad that one's not continuing. New Gods, I've never been drawn to that whole side of the DC universe, so that doesn't bother me at all.
I'm right
we
there
could all
with
just
you.
be happy that Godzilla versus King Kong is doing really well.
I would hope
Yeah,
so. I mean, there's something there though that people needed to see. So it did. It generated like almost 40 million in the box office.
I think people just wanted a
Mechagodzilla
mindless
was in it.
movie. I think people are just like, I think people just wanted a mindless movie. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
people haven't
exactly.
gone to the movies in a long time. And it's just like, people just wanted something that was fun.
It's sad though, because when you look at the other in the top 5 movies, like I was watching the box office numbers. The second place movie did was like 3 million for the week. And then all the other ones did a million.
Is that a combination of the movie theaters and
Oh
whatever?
no, just the theaters.
Just the theaters.
Okay, so it doesn't count like HBO Max or whatever.
No. I don't think they release that information because they don't release how many subscribers are.
Right, but I
Yeah.
wonder if they would add that. I wonder if they would add that. If the, you know, because you got to wonder, some people want to stay home right now. I wonder if it would bring the, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly.
No,
but-
I definitely see where you're coming from. I don't know if they would, just because like thinking of like the Netflix track, we still don't know a lot of times like how many viewers are watching Netflix stuff or how many subscribers they have. So I think it depends. But I definitely could see it in the future if this tracks continues.
Just the number of people who bought it, even. You don't have to watch it. Just the people who paid the money to see the movie.
Well, it's hard for the HBO Max stuff because no one's paying anything. They're just watching it.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, when it comes to The Trench, though, I did hear that they were making that movie. Like, it was like a long time ago. I remember they were talking about it. And I was like, well, that actually could be kind of cool. The New Gods thing I was never excited about either. But even though, like, they said they were going to make it, it's not like it's a loss that they're not making it now. You know, it's like, oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
So surprisingly enough, that's all our media news. So we're going to get into our comic news here. Mike wanted to discuss that Moon Knight's getting an ongoing series, which is getting a TV show. So no surprise there.
I thought he still had an ongoing series. I didn't even know it ended.
No,
it's been a while.
It was maybe during my 4-month hiatus it ended. Maybe that's why, because I remember it was
I think it was gone for like a while.
Yeah, I mean, it only makes sense that they're gonna come out with a comic series because of the show that is coming out. I really don't know all that much about Moon Knight, and I would love to see a series that really explores the character really well, so the readers can get to know the character. So that when the show does come out, you kind of know what you're watching. But I would really enjoy a good comic series. I couldn't tell you the last one that really, you know, got my attention at all.
Yeah, Moon Knight's another one of those characters. It's like when he pops up in other books, he's cool and mysterious and interesting. And then when I try to read his series, it just never grabs me for some reason. So I agree, if they can come out with a really good concept for a series for him, that'd be nice.
I feel like I tried the last volume of Moon Knight and I fell off after like the second issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read a Moon Knight comic, and I've never really been that interested in it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're moving on to the next thing, which is John Romita Jr. is returning to Marvel, and then also Penguin Random House. I hear the small claps. Penguin Random House is doing their first variant cover with him, so that'll be like the first thing they send to comic book stores.
Good.
I'm not
Stay away from DC.
I'd rather him be at DC than Marvel.
Yeah.
No,
I would too.
No. I had enough of his action comic garbage. No.
The place he could really stay is Superman.
That works
for a while.
Yeah. No, you guys can all get off the show. Stay with Superman.
We know when it comes to Romita coming back to Marvel, I'm not excited about it. I have not been a fan of his artwork in a long time. The piece, though, that he did do, when it said, you know, Romita's back, it actually didn't look half bad. It actually looked pretty good. And I felt like he was able to take his time on it and really do a nice piece. And it was presentable. And I thought, like, wow, if he actually, like, did that in every single piece of his art, it would be okay. But it just seems like now it's just like, I don't know, his artwork is so rushed and it just doesn't fit Marvel or DC at this point. I think if he does artwork, it should be in the independent field, because you know, when you're used to seeing a particular character, you're used to seeing them a particular way. When he draws them now, they all look like a box and a square, and
Yeah.
you know, and there's no shape to them, you know.
You said
So
it best, Mike. Indies. He belongs with the independents.
yeah,
I mean,
I like him on
Kick-Ass,
Kick-Ass.
yeah, Kick-Ass, he was good.
yeah. And you know, don't get us wrong. Art is subjective. He's got
Sure.
a lot of fans that like his style and everything. It's just so weird how drastic his style changed. Like that was the style he, you know, decided on to be his definitive style. It's just, it doesn't appeal to me personally either. So I'm not excited about that. But you know, it is what it is.
So we'll see what book he's on. If he stays on like
Yeah.
Avengers or something, that'll be fine.
Maybe he'll be on Moon Knight.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe he'll be on Moon Knight. No, there's no Spider-Man. Yeah, no,
Oh,
he's done
No,
now.
no more Spider-Man, please. No.
He did it
Oh.
in Straczynski's run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a lot. He did.
Yeah,
He did a lot of
actually-
Spider-Man.
He did the
yeah.
9/11 issue, which actually
Yes.
was good. So yeah, there's times where I agree with Mike, where when he takes his time and a powerful issue like that, it's still not my favorite art, but it's like you
Better than usual?
can understand that it's better than usual. But I'm just not usually a fan, but we'll see. And I guess going to the cover thing, how do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like it's gonna be exclusive? Is it gonna be hard to get?
Probably.
That variant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it's only going to be one per store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
don't
it's
see
gonna be
people
super
fighting
rare.
for it.
That's.
I
you'd
don't
be
think I need
surprised,
it.
though.
I
I
don't
don't
think
need
I
it.
need to be
Yeah.
the person to get it. Someone else can get it.
I can't
Are you
wait
gonna-
till I get it, and I'm going to show it off and be like,
You're
"Check
gonna
out
get
what
it?
I got it." I don't know.
Are you gonna get it graded?
It would be. It would be lucky if I landed that type of issue. Like the only way my shop would be like, Mike, check it out. Like I'm like royalty at my shop because I spend so much money over there. And so like they show me that they really take good care of me, and they present to me anything possible that attracts, that is attractive, like whether it's a spec book that they have or a cover. Like they save it for me first, and then if I don't want it, I'll be like, no, I don't need it, or whatever the case. But they do a good job for me.
So you
That's
gotta
awesome.
make that decision when that time comes.
Yeah.
How much it's gonna be, also how much money they're gonna put up for.
For $100. I'd be like, nope.
I think I would take it for like 30. I think that's my limit.
I could take
Yeah.
it for $30.
I don't think I'd go higher.
I
than
wouldn't.
that.
Sorry, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't take it for only because of the rarity. I would take it
I
for
know.
it's
I get that.
it's also the first Penguin House book, and I think
Yeah.
that's cool more than
Nah,
like his.
Not with his art.
art.
I'll get like the regular cover.
I mean, I would have to see the actual art too. I can't just blanket say no. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't actually look at the cover. So
Tizzy actually asked a good question. We didn't have time to talk pre-show, so we can answer this now. Are you guys announcing the winner today for the contest?
yeah, I haven't
Yes.
actually picked it yet. Yeah, so I mean, we were like you said, we didn't get to talk before the show, but yeah, let me bring that up actually.
We will announce the winner
After
after
the
the
news.
news.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll talk. We have a lot of stuff to talk about mid-news.
Oh, we know the winner. Okay,
Okay, cool.
Oh, we
now we
do?
know the winner.
yeah,
Well,
Cool.
Brant knows the winner.
It doesn't
but
take
okay.
that long.
yeah. No, I'm saying we know who the we know
Like,
the winner.
personally.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
exactly.
cool. All right, I'm
Oh, okay,
ready
cool.
to. I'm ready to find out who it's gonna be. All right, let's get into the next thing, and then we're gonna go into our huge topic, which I am honestly, I think
Yeah.
I'm more excited to do that than talk about the comics this week. I'm so excited for our main topic this week. But yeah, first we have Spider-Man Life Story gets an annual focusing on J. Jonah Jameson, and this is with the same creative team. I'm all for it. I love that series. I'm glad they're doing a little extra.
Absolutely. I
Same.
think this is going to be a great story. Love seeing J. Jonah's point of view on what his, thoughts are on Spider-Man and things like that. I think this could be it's a phenomenal addition to the whole thing that was released already.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
agree.
All right, well, let's get ready into our next topic, which is that DC fans are going to pick the next title for DC Comics. And we're going to pick and see if there's any similar answers here and who we think is going to win and who we want to win. So I think Brant actually has some images we're going to use. And we're going to discuss this.
Yeah, so obviously here first is the main image of the bracket, right? Yeah. Yep. So then I went ahead and actually, let me find my stupid screen. There we go. I went ahead and broke these down so we can talk about
Tavia, you're gonna start a fight right now. You're starting a fight.
I didn't see the comments, so I'm not going to ask.
You said nobody wants Justice League queer.
Oh,
you're going to start a fight.
We'll get there.
First of all, I want to say that my only problem with this DC thing is that as a tennis instructor and a person that runs tennis tournaments on a consistent basis, this is not a round robin. This is an elimination type of situation where you play against an opponent and they're eliminated. A round robin is if you play
get a second chance, right?
Yeah, you play them again, or you play another match.
Yeah.
They don't know what you're talking about. They obviously don't know their sports.
Yeah, this is a single elimination.
And also, I think some of the things that they went up against were so unfair. Yeah. We're going to get to them, but some are just like, okay, that's obviously going to win. And honestly, we're going to talk about Justice League queering Robins. Like, that was probably that was a really hard team up. Why didn't you make it go up against other stuff?
I think for some reason, I think certain things were done like that on purpose.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious, and they're trying to make it like this is the heavy hitter, the clear favorite against the weak contender. You know what I'm saying? They want to see if there's going to be any upsets or anything like that.
Here's my prediction, and I'm a little sad about it, and I'm just going to put it out there. I was going through this, and I was telling Lisa, I was like reading all the descriptions and everything, and when it got down to it, I really think it's going to end up Batman versus Superman. It's going to be Robins versus Superman and Lois. That's,
I'm so upset about that, too.
Yeah.
We're going to get into
it.
We'll
get into it.
When we get to Robins and Justice League Queer, I have so much to say, and let's actually leave that to last, because I have so much to say about it.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's start with Green Lantern's Underworld on Fire versus Etta Candy Holiday Hero Incorporated.
This is what I'm talking about.
Exactly. It's stacked. Yeah.
So obviously, my prediction here for me is going to be Green Lantern Underworld on Fire. That's who I would take the win.
Definitely.
And this is obviously one of my favorite titles because I'm desperate for Green Lantern title. So I would love to see this win.
Yeah, I mean, and it's Kyle Rayner, which is one of my favorite. That's my favorite Green Lantern, and so it's like that's kind of a no-brainer for me. It's like Etta Candy on vacation getting superpowers. I don't care.
Exactly. So Green Lantern already moves up.
Yeah. But I feel bad for the books like Etta Candy, right? Because that could be a really cool indie book, and that could be like a an under the radar, true under the radar, and that's why I think it's such a shame we're getting something like this.
Twist of Fate, all of these books are going to be made. This bracket is just to literally show what comes out first, second.
I would love that.
With that too.
That would really be cool. Like if the rest of them were miniseries and the one that wins gets an ongoing or something. Right? That would be great. It's like I had a thought and I just totally lost. But, if this was a true round robin, as Mike pointed out, books like Etta Candy would get a second chance to move up. But,
right.
Yeah.
But going on Green Lantern, obviously Kyle Rayner.
Yeah. So then we have Paws of the Justice League.
So this is animals?
Yeah, it's the super pets.
See, now you got me conflicted because I kind of like both. Now you kind of got me conflicted because I like Paws.
But Jesse Quick, come on, man.
Right.
Jesse Quick hasn't even been seen.
So here's
the animals out.
I would love to see Jesse Quick.
Yeah.
But I agree with Chris. As the animal lover, I would love to see a Paws off the Justice League. And what this could be is a great title for the younger audience. And that's kind of what we need in comics right now.
Yes.
And So that's
agree.
also another kind of issue I kind of have with all this is because like the books that we need are the ones that are not going to win. So like the Positive Justice League, the books we need for kids aren't going to win. And that sucks. And then we have books like, Superman and Lois. We have 10 million books like that. It's just like, I don't want another Superman and Lois book. Like, why give a chance to Positive Justice League, you know?
Yeah.
But I do agree. I want Jessie Quick because I love her.
Yeah, I love Jessie Quick too, and I would see that's the problem. So Paws of the Justice League, Jimmy Olsen and the Super Pets must save the world from certain doom by posing as the missing League.
Why Jimmy Olsen?
I don't know.
Jimmy Olsen of all people.
I'm going to edge out. I'm going to go for Jesse. I think that's the one that's going to pull it out.
Jesse's going to win it.
Yeah.
Jesse's going to win it. You said Jimmy Olsen. That was it.
All right, so here we have The Brave and the Bug, Crisis on Infinite Ambush versus Zatanna and the King of Nightmares.
Zatanna's going to win hands down. No.
Yeah.
Ambush
Brave and the Bug.
No.
There's a definitely like a big fan base for that character, so that's what's so weird about it. But Zatanna has a bigger fan base,
right? Yeah, exactly. And it's I don't know.
I'd rather read about the King of Nightmares than not Ambush Bug.
I would love a Zatanna book.
So we agree that Zatanna is probably going to be the one to win this one, for sure. Yeah,
right. All right. So next up, we got Blue Beetle Graduation Day versus Night Runner Love in Paris. I don't even know who Night Runner is.
I don't know who Night Runner is.
I didn't want either of them.
Beetle.
He isn't he the character that was in one of the Future State books, or no?
There you go. Don't care. Blue Beetle.
So the description for that one is all of Paris is obsessed with an intoxicating virtual songstress whose holographic stage shows are lighting up the city of love. But when the Vocaloid Ingenue's fans start to disappear, Night Runner must track down the infamous developer behind the eerie, realistic celebrity.
He's only made 23 appearances.
Wow.
Yeah, let me help out with. After that, reading that description, I could definitely say Blue Beetle Graduation.
Yeah, and it's also Jaime. It's not Ted. Just to clarify. Yeah.
I didn't want either of these books. That's why I was
So that's good. So you pick a winner and then they get eliminated in the next round. Exactly. Graduation Day wins this one.
I agree.
Because Night Runner has literally made 23 appearances. And his most appearances was in Batman Incorporated.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Okay, so we got Lobo and Animal Man Scorched Earth versus the Son of the Creeper. This is a little more...
Can this just like self-explode and just neither one?
I get the Lobo and Animal Man one because again, at least there's like fan bases for that, and if I had a vote, I'd probably pick that one. But I also don't want either of these.
Right,
but I would go with Lobo. I really don't care about Creeper.
Yeah, and it's like I like Animal Man enough to that would edge out over Creeper as well.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
I agree.
True.
I would go with Lobo Animal Man also. Plus, we haven't seen Animal Man.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have seen Lobo, and he literally is getting another book. So why the hell do we have this? Why is it just not Animal Man?
Yeah, I agree. All right. We got Swamp Thing, A House of Secrets versus Suicide Squad 7.
Who's in the squad?
It's Harley Quinn Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Swamp Thing.
This is another tough one because I don't want another Swamp Thing book, and I do not want
another Swamp Thing book. There's only one miniseries out right now.
I don't want another one.
Take Harley Quinn Suicide Squad Swamp Thing for me.
As much as I like Suicide Squad, like we currently have a current book right now. Harley's been in a ton of Suicide Squad. I would love to go for a good Swamp Thing book, even though there's one that just came out. I'll go with Swamp Thing.
I will go with Harley on this one, even though I don't want either of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm okay with either.
I'm right there with Kat. I would go with Harley, even though I don't need another Suicide Squad book. So we'll skip over that one. And we'll go to this one.
Went real quick over that one.
Well, that's because Kat wanted to save it for last.
Yeah, I have a lot to say.
True.
All right, so we have Astria, the Last Amazon.
I don't even know who that is.
Superman and Lois.
I got to go first because it's Superman. Let me go first on this one. I don't need another Superman book. I don't.
Oh,
really?
I don't
think we need another Superman book. I mean. Do we really? That sounds like a miniseries, Ignition, anyway. It does not sound like something that should be an ongoing. I really don't.
What's the ignition mean for it? Like
They're
they
actually
ignite
going on a
This
road
one.
trip, and the ignition is when they turn the key.
They are. Let's see. And let's see. Our solar system is a machine, and its purpose is to trap and kill Superman. The sun is darkening, Mars' orbit is changing, and a mysterious citadel in Jupiter's great red eye is awoken. It's time for Kal-El to stand against the very end of the world. But he can't do it alone. Lois Lane is suited up and blasting off in the biggest story in human history, and to watch Clark's back as he faces his greatest challenge yet.
That sounds bad. I'm going for the Amazon.
I don't need this. I'll go with the last Amazon, and I'm a Superman fan here. I don't even know Asteria, and I'll go with that. No,
I would go with the last Amazon because we don't have enough Wonder Woman books, and because I actually would want to learn more about her.
I agree,
Yeah.
and also could we fix Superman in Action Comics before we bring out another title?
I completely agree with you all, but I think Superman's going to win either way.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think so too.
We
But-
know that.
Yeah. All right. So now the one that Kat wanted to say for last.
Well, let me go on my pedestal.
JLQ versus Robins. Yeah.
Let me
I'm
go.
going with
Let me
JLQ.
go.
So, but before you do that, let me
Let's
read the
do-
descriptions for both of
Yeah,
them
exactly.
because they're short. Let me find it. All right. JLQ, which is Justice League Queer for anybody that doesn't know. 8 young queer heroes investigate a series of monstrous manifestations around the world and discover that something much more terrifying is coming. So Robbins is in the Bloodhaven apartment of Dick Grayson. A group of young people meets for coffee, donuts, and kvetching between long, awkward silences. The only thing they have in common, all were once kid wonders, sidekicks to Batman. Robbins.
We had
Okay.
that already, though.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Exactly.
We
We
just had that.
did this.
And it didn't even do that well. And also, we have so many Batman books. And the thing is, this actually, I was torn with this because I love Robin, I love Batman, and that book sounds interesting. But we have so many of them. And then, I'm gonna call Tevi out on this one. Just like
Yeah,
queer
please
doesn't sound
do.
horrible. There's
No.
not enough representation in comics. And as someone who is queer, who is bisexual, this is important. This is an important comic book. And I feel like these are characters that wouldn't get a chance. And that's why I think this is so unfair. They did this on purpose. They made it go up against the most popular product. That way it'd be eliminated in the first round. And I'm so upset about it because we know we're not going to get this book. And I think it's such a shame. I hate it.
I think it should happen.
I agree with you. And to add to that, I think one of the reasons is because the description for JLQ is so vague. You don't know any of the characters,
Yeah.
any of their motivations except for they're fighting monsters. I mean, they could have done a better job of describing exactly what this
You could
concept
tell they didn't want
is.
to do it. You could tell they didn't want to do it.
Mm.
It
And I don't
definitely.
like that. I think that's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's only natural because you don't know any of the characters, but right away you know all of the Robins. You know who represents that family. It's already established. And the queer characters, you don't know who they're going to be. So I just feel like it was a made up thing. I don't even think it's a legit story. I think it could have been some of these a particular pitch that maybe that they were thinking about doing and they just never did it, and they said, well, let's put this in this round robin and then just obviously have it go against the Robin book, and then can't say we didn't try.
See,
I think the
also
Robin
think
book, even if it was eliminated, it's going to happen because it feels like they already have the story pretty much down to the beginning and ending, beginning, middle, and end for Robins. JLQ sounds interesting. I would like that. I honestly think it would be an interesting story, introduce new characters that might actually become something bigger for the DC universe. You don't know. Just because they're new doesn't mean they won't make. I mean, Naomi is somebody who's super popular now.
It doesn't
I would
necessarily mean they're
read
new
that.
either. There are queer characters in
Exactly.
DC.
I would read that. I go for JLQ. I could wait on the Robins mini in a Batman book.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if you had a mix of new and old. You know?
Yeah.
Bunker. I mean, somebody mentioned Bunker. Bunker would be nice. To put in
It would
JLQ.
be, yeah, it'd be cool. I mean, you could see an origin story of how these characters met, how they maybe some of them wanted to become part of a superhero team, but they were always ashamed of, how people might, see them in a different light, and for them to come out and be superheroes. I think it'd be it's an interesting concept. It's something definitely different. I think there could be definitely potential there.
And I think the reason they did this, and nothing against what DC's been doing, because I actually think they've been doing a pretty good job with queer representation kind of recently. They've definitely had a lot of bumps, but they have the anthology, they had the covers.
Variants?
But
I
variants.
ordered a bunch of them yesterday. I saw a bunch of my comics have those covers. I ordered every single one.
Oh, yeah. And I'm so excited to pick up all of them. But at the same time, I feel like it's just a marker. It's just like, oh, we have queer characters. It's not actually because they want to do representation in some regard. In this regard, they're like, we're just putting it there to say we did it. We're not actually going to make it, but we're just going to say, look, but we do have queer representation, but it's not real representation. We also have a question that it seems like a lot of people are in the comments talking about. Just like JLQ sounds interesting, but why use the word queer in the title? Which is really interesting because people were talking about this. Because if you guys don't know, like, queer wasn't a great word, a couple of decades ago.
Right.
But people have embraced it to mean a lot of different things. For me, I think it's a good word just because it doesn't eliminate people who might, or might be non-binary or might be bisexual, where they're not gay or they're not a lesbian,
Exactly.
but it's an umbrella term.
Q kind of it encompasses all of it all together instead of just because I don't think you want to have JLA LGBT because then I think Q it encompasses everything from the LGBTQ plus.
Yeah, I think it's a great abbreviation. It works. It really does, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully enough people fight for it because it's not going to win, and that's so sad. And I guess we'll see what happens. But I just, I think this was a great idea.
If it makes you feel better, Kat, I don't think Robbins is going to win either.
Really? I think it will. I think out of all of these,
all
it's
right,
going
the
to
whole
win.
thing?
I think it will.
Yeah.
Who do you?
The whole thing.
I'll ask.
You think it's going to win the
Okay,
whole thing?
go ahead, Mike.
Let's do this. Let's just go down the line, and who do you think is going to win? All right, Chris, who do you think is going to win?
Shoot. It's between... See, I don't know. Honestly, I'd like the JLQ to win, but I think it's going to be between Robbins and Superman Lois.
Brant?
I agree. I think it's going to come down to Robbins and Superman and Lois, and I think Robbins will edge out.
Kat?
Yeah, sadly, I think the only third choice here might be the Zatanna or Green Lantern. I don't think
Green
those
Lantern
are going to
too.
win. But yeah, Green Lantern is just the only reason I say that is because Colin Rayner and Zatanna both have very loyal fan bases that might really vote a lot. So out of all of those, I think those are the only other contenders. I really hope it's not Superman and Lois and Robbins. Again, I'd love that book, but I think this should have been a category for books that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And like we mentioned, those books were planned. We have a Batgirls book coming up, and that also takes away the shadow of a great Batgirls book that hasn't been officially announced, but they've been teasing it forever that there's going to be a Batgirls book. So yeah, I think they picked the wrong things here, and it's such a shame, honestly.
All right. To answer this, I'm sorry, Mike, to answer this question real quick, what would you put it up against? I think if they had stacked it more fairly, like you put JLQ and Etta Candy, and you get it to where one of those has a chance to get further in the tournament.
Right.
So then you can start to see the actual support for these books really come to fruition, whereas in the first round, you put them up against a top seed, they don't stand much of a chance.
Yeah, I noticed they actually did that. They took a lot of the known titles. I'm looking at the brackets now. They took a lot of known titles and put them up against lesser known titles. Robbins, JLQ, Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. They tried to make it a real tournament where you put it up against the heavy contender against the underdog, and you see if the underdog pulls out on top. That's what they tried to do. That's what that's what they were going here for. But for me, for a winner, you know what? Son of the Creeper versus Paws of the Justice League on top. No. I'm going for, I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love Green Lanterns to kind of pull out an upset over Santana, right? And then I think out of all the titles on that other side, Robbins has it easily on that other side.
Well, yeah, look how they played it out. Lobo, Son of the Creeper. That's going to be the next one. And obviously Robin's going to go to the last round. That's so unfair.
That one.
And then even if you look at Green Lanterns, and Green Lanterns and Zatanna are going to go up against each other.
Yeah.
In the next
round.
They played this. They
They
played
played
this
it
so
out to
long.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
they already know the winner. I think DC basically knows who it's going to come down to. The two top.
Right.
Obvious with Robin's because it's a spin-off of Nightwing.
Everybody
It's
pull up an
obvious.
upset. Nobody vote for Robbins. Everybody vote for JLQ. That'll throw DC off.
The thing is, the first round's voting ends tomorrow, so it's already been live for 6 days.
Where's the voting at? Could somebody
on Twitter, DC's Twitter.
DC's
Supposedly
Twitter?
they did Instagram as well, so they have to like combine all those votes.
No,
Yeah,
Instagram doesn't work as well. I'm going on
Instagram stories, but I tried on Instagram stories and it wasn't
Instagram's
working
been
right. So.
fluctuating lately. I'm gonna vote now.
I'm so pissed off. Anyways,
So
I'm so pissed.
let me ask you guys this though. Do you think this is a good idea?
I love the fan interaction aspect of it. If it wasn't so heavily manipulated, you know.
They were manipulating us.
If it wasn't manipulated, if it wasn't American Idol, like with their, selective, promotion of the candidates that they want you to vote for, you know what I'm saying? It's like, those kind of reality TV is structured in that way to where they kind of doctor footage to make you feel for certain people that they want to advance. So it's that kind of thing. So if it wasn't like that and it was truly just, fans get to pick.
Right.
I think it's a cool idea.
Well, if you want, I could tell you all since I'm on Twitter what's winning right now in the first bracket.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so first bracket, Green Lantern is winning a mile, 73-26 against Etta Candy.
I'm surprised Etta got 26.
Next one, Tana is beating the Brave and the Bug, 78-21.
Of course.
Okay, here we go. Lobo and Animal Man are winning 62-37 against Son of the Creeper.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm voting for JLQ. JLQ is losing to Robbins a clean 46% to 54%.
That's close. That's a lot closer than that.
And wait, there's more. I'm sorry. Jesse Quick Control is beating Paws Off Justice League 58-41. And Night Runner is losing to Blue Beetle. Oh, there's more. I'm sorry. Night Runner is losing to Blue Beetle 70% to 29. I'm not doing the points. I hope you guys don't mind that.
That's fine.
Swamp Thing and Suicide Squad are pretty close. 50.5% versus 49.5%. Swamp Thing winning.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. And Superman and Asteria are a 50-50 split.
Wow.
Oh
okay.
my
Come on, Superman, lose.
Okay.
50-50 split right now.
I'm so happy about
Yes,
that.
Man,
some of those make me feel better about it, and maybe some of those have a chance. Who knows? A lot can happen in a night.
I think
And then Robbins definitely will win.
I think Robbins already is pushing the envelope here. If Superman wins the toss-up with Asteria, that's going to go all the way to the end. But Green Lantern, well, I think I was saying Green Lantern was pretty strong. Yeah, Green Lantern 73-26. Etta Candy's out.
I'm pleasantly surprised JLQ and Robbins are so close, though.
When it was first announced, JLQ was winning. And then
Was it really?
and then after like a day, Robbins was beating it for a while.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that Superman and Asteria is 50-50.
That was the
That's
shocker.
surprising too. Yeah.
I think people are tired that Wonder Woman just doesn't get anything. I think people are tired of it.
That's
So if
good.
you didn't vote, go on Twitter. Voting's happening right now. I just did my votes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
did
did
it
mine
right when
earlier
it went
today. Yeah.
So I
All
think this is a pretty good idea. Because people are always like, well, I would love to see this and I would love to see that, and what better way to get people's opinion by doing something like this, because this is purely driven by the people that read the comic books, right?
Right.
And this gets you an idea of what things could be published and what people are looking for. So maybe next time you do maybe even a larger one, and you do, hey, maybe the top 3 or 4 get ongoing books, right?
Yeah.
That would be
it
nice.
would be a really cool thing, because it's like you need to listen to the people, what they're supposedly looking for. Then people can't say, hey, there hasn't been anything for us. But when you vote, this is supposedly the voters' opinion here. So I think
They
it's
did it
a
with
good
the
idea.
dog one too. They did it with naming the dog. So I think it's cool that they're doing that.
They're doing
It
more
would-
interactive, and I like that. I like that.
It would
a lot.
be neat if some of these concepts that don't win, if they got like even though with our feelings about anthologies, even if they did like an anthology or did some backup stories or something, just to give a little love to these concepts, because some of them are fun. Some of them are really. We know we're not going to
candy
win.
one. I would try it out. I'm just like, that's ridiculous. It might just work.
That's one of the ones I would skip.
Maybe make it a one-shot story, like you said, an anthology.
Yeah,
and called it DC's Round Robin Stories, and it has all the stories in one that didn't make the cut.
I want to know how Superman's winning. The story that Brand told me, it sounds like something we've heard before, just with a couple of little changes, little tweaks. The sun is going out, Mars. I feel like
Superman fans, they're just like,
I'm a Superman fan and I don't need it.
But there's others who are just like, I don't want Wonder Woman. I don't know. I really don't know. I agree with you.
I mean, even if Hysteria wins, I mean, I don't know if I'd read it or not, but I'd be okay if she beats Superman.
Because it's a book for someone else. I think that's the big problem with this. This is like the biggest issues. Like, yes, this book doesn't have to be for you. Like the Just League Paw, like the Just League.
That's what they should have done. Instead of doing the brackets with a known and an unknown, they should have taken the knowns, give them their own tournament, taken the unknowns, given them their own tournament. Then you would have an actual winner that deserves to win.
I mean, I get it. Like Mike said earlier, it's like in the NCAA tournament, they'll have like a number 1 seed versus a number 8 seed or whatever. Just, to give those underdogs a chance, like you said. So I understand, what they're going for. It's not fair in this instance.
I say everybody buys a rainbow flag. We put it in our background, put JLQ on it, and just leave it there for like a month's worth of our show. I promise you, they might actually reconsider making.
I think it would help. Yeah, no, I definitely think it would end up helping.
I'll get it. I don't care. I could go on Amazon right now and buy one.
You can get some free
Brant
ones.
Brant already gave the.
What? I didn't do any. What are you talking about?
I thought you snickered at my idea.
I did not snicker at your idea.
You always snicker at my ideas. You never think my ideas are good.
I think your idea is good, Chris. We're gonna.
Let's get past that deep issue.
It's okay. I've learned to accept.
Wow. Okay.
But
we got some stuff to work out after the show. Apparently,
Brent takes me seriously. I jest. Okay.
Well, that was our voting time period. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We do have comics to talk about. Not many, but I do want to mention something we're going to be doing hopefully during the show. We're going to read some 5-star reviews that you guys send. So we're going to read one every show so it doesn't crowd the show too much and we get some love for people who gave us 5-star reviews. So I am going to share the link so you guys can give us a 5-star review and listen to the audio version of the podcast. So let's see. Our first 5-star review is from, first I got to pull it up. I wish I was more prepared. Here we go. Please don't put that in our review that we're don't eliminate stars just for that. All right, well, let's read Fan of Them 45, who says, great cast and extremely knowledgeable about weekly comic books. If you are looking for a weekly comic book show that knows all the good titles coming out, important news that even you won't know, and all around has fun and does not take things too seriously, this is the podcast for you. Thank you so much. And again, we'll read 5-star reviews every week, so hopefully you guys can leave one.
Yeah, thank you.
And Brant, you want to announce the winner to the contest?
Yeah, we got so much stuff to do. We got that. We got a live shout out.
This is exciting. Come on, let's do it.
So the winner of our Batman giveaway is a longtime viewer of the show, a friend of ours, Exile State Reviews. Justin, congrats, man. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Out of like 400 people. That's so awesome.
Yeah, 480 people. So thank you so much for everybody that entered too. That's awesome.
So how do they get in contact with us so we can get their address? What do we do?
Yes.
Email us?
Yeah, they can email us at, I'll pop it up there, comicfrontline@gmail.com. Get us all your details and we'll get that out to you, Justin. So congrats, man. That's awesome.
We should have his email though with the.
We probably do. Yeah.
Probably do.
We should probably do or have somewhere in his social media to let him know that he won.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get in touch with him. And then our live shout out Kickstarter backer, which popped up earlier in the show actually because he backed Madeline's campaign. We're here to shout out Jimmy G, Comic Guy.
Woo!
So, thank you so much, Jimmy, for all the support. You've been a vocal supporter of this show for a while now, and a supporter of mine. He keeps buying my books. Much love for that. Yeah.
Comics Are Fun says, what if I want to leave a 6-star review? You know what? When you write your positive review, just say, hey, if I could put 6 stars, I would.
There you go.
How you do it.
And then we'll read it twice just for you. Yeah, so definitely go check out the audio version. We actually saw a viewer. I wish I could pull up the comment, but they said this is the first time they're watching live in a while, but they've been listening to the Spotify version. So thank you.
Oh wow, awesome!
Appreciate that.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And also, yeah, I have a Kickstarter going on, so I don't have to show it. I mean, we're gearing up to the last week here. It's about a young woman who's a dancer/assassin, and when she was little, she witnessed her parents being murdered in front of her and never dealt with that trauma until now. And I gave the wrong link, but go check out the Kickstarter. There's only a week and some change left for the Kickstarter, so hopefully you guys could go check it out.
Oops, wrong thing. That's not it either. Never mind. I did not save it, but yeah, I've got a couple of campaigns coming up. You can check them out at, I dropped links and I'll drop them again in a bit, but you can check them out at lastimberpress.com/PC3. That's for Pneumatic Cases issues 1 through 3. We'll be up soon. And then Lisa and I are doing our first puzzle based on Alice in Wonderland. You can find that at torchnightgames.com/Wonderland and sign up for those notifications so you know when we launch and you don't miss it.
Do you have any links that you want to share, Brant? I saw you share one before. If you want to share it now.
Yeah, I'll type it in the chat.
So everyone has that link. And I guess we're going to go to Under the Radar unless we have other stuff to chit-chat about. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that was it. That was a lot.
That
was a lot. And you know what? We did it very quickly. Radio Vid says, speaking of me, I saw Dancer got a shout out from Inferno Girl Red. That was exciting. Yeah, that was really cool of them. Yeah, I appreciated that. I just gave them a shout out as well. And I am sincerely really stoked to read that book. So
sweet.
All right. So it's time for Under the Radar, talking about a book that we feel went under the radar this week that maybe you will enjoy. And I'm going to start this week off with Brand.
Yeah, so Kat stole mine, so I had to go with something else. But
it was a hard week, okay?
Kat's book actually is a book I'm reading after the show. So
nice.
It's a quick read. It's not too long.
Yeah, it was a quick read. Mine is Black Cat #4. A fantastic series, but this one's a little different because it was the perspective was from another character, Queen Cat, who used to be part of Hobgoblin's crew, and I didn't remember her at all until the name started clicking. I was like, oh, Hollister, okay. But it was neat that the way that they went back, like even into the last volume, and kind of showed how she was watching in the shadows everything that Black Cat was doing with her crew and all the heists and everything, and just kind of basically stalking her. But then she gets her butt handed to her by Black Cat because she steals from her, and it was a cool issue, and I had a lot of fun with it. I found out that I really like Queen Cat, and I want to know more about her. So
I thought it was really cool too. I mean, you find out that she was Lily Holster, Menace. Yeah. I mean, that's going back a long time. I mean, you're talking 12 years ago almost. I mean, that's how long ago this was. And what I really enjoyed is, like you said, she spent all that time trying to figure out what Felicia was doing, and in one quick instant, it's over.
Yeah,
it's just awesome. And but it's not the last time you're going to hear. It's just like, This is her greatest enemy, and you put this in your panels that week, how it was like, she was comparing it to Tony Stark with Bourbon and, Captain America and the Red Skull and like all your greatest arch enemies. And that is going to be hers, but brilliantly done. It was an awesome read. And did not expect that to see her in this book at all.
Right. Yeah. Did you read it, Kat, or are you not reading it anymore?
I did not read it. Yeah. After or before the King in Black, they restarted the book. I didn't read the King in Black arcs. That's why I didn't end up reading this. Yeah. Because they started with King in Black.
Yeah. I think you would have liked this issue, but I understand.
It looked fun from the panels. It looked like a cool one. I didn't love the art though. It's the same artist who does King in Black Valkyries.
Yeah.
It's not the normal artist though, right? Yeah,
I don't think so. Yeah,
because this was just. I think this is kind of just a bit of a little bit of a filler issue.
Yeah, it was a transitional issue.
Yeah,
yeah.
Makes sense if you literally started your book with a King in Black tie-in. I think you definitely need that transitional.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, Kat, I'd love to hear about the book you have as you're under the radar. As a person who hasn't read it yet, you stole it from Brant.
It's Shadecraft issue 1, which I keep wanting to call Shadowcraft because honestly, it makes more sense if it was called Shadowcraft.
I thought it was called Shadowcraft.
No, Shadecraft. Yeah.
Yeah, Shadecraft issue 1. Yeah, and so it's about this girl who is awkward, doesn't have a lot of friends, kind of screwing up her friendships that she does have. And she was also going through a lot. Her brother, who was kind of the most popular kid in school, got in a car accident, so he's in a coma. And now she's just like the sister of a coma guy, and everyone feels bad for her, but doesn't really know what to say and still bullies her. And she's seeing these shadows and kind of going crazy, and no one believes her, which is kind of interesting because I think it's the opposite of what superhero books do today, where at least a friend says, oh, okay, like, I believe you. And like, no, she's going crazy. No one believes her. And in the end, we find out the shadow is actually her brother, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I thought it was a very solid first issue. It was a cool book.
Art.
The art. Really good. The way the shadows were illustrated was just gorgeous. Yeah.
This would have made my top 5 if I had read the story. I could tell you that much.
It was a really good first issue. It did kind of throw everything on its head, and you immediately like Zadie. You're invested in her character, and you feel for her, you want to believe her, and it's like Kat said, all her friends are just kind of thinking she's kind of losing it. She's going off the deep end, and all she's got is her brother. It turns out
who she also hates. Like she doesn't.
Who she also hates,
but also loves, and that's complicated.
Yeah, because that's part of her issue too. Is because her brother's in a coma. Like people don't know how to interact with her.
Yeah,
they feel like they kind of feel sorry for her. Or they avoid her, things like that. And yeah, I agree. I mean, this book was really well done. Everything about it was awesome. I can't wait to see how it continues. Like, she hugs her brother at the end.
Or the shadow or shade, whatever he's going to be called.
Yeah.
I think that's my only worry is like, I like this a lot as an issue 1, but where does it go from here? Like there's really no like breadcrumbs to tell you what this book's actually going to be about.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Or what the rest of the shadow is. Cause like he's having her run and from the rest of it. And is that what causes car accident? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Is it in the family? What's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
There was one scene though that I didn't like was when she was in the room visiting the brother, and the parents were like, "What are you doing
to get out?" Yeah,
and it's like, why is that light on? You shouldn't be doing that. And it was just like that scene with the parents kind of seemed a little forced. Like, it would have been fine if they weren't in there and she just like walked out.
I think what they were trying to do was the mom was like being very protective of the brother.
The shade, maybe that's why.
Oh yeah, that's true too. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it could have something to do with that. So I don't think it came quite across as it was meant to, but
yeah.
It's interesting. Someone made the comparison of Witchblood and Shadecraft, which I know at least me and Mike have read, so that'll be interesting to talk about. And I think me and Mike have similar opinions on it. So we'll be interesting.
I did not read it. Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, what was your under the radar this week?
Well, I mean, Black Cat was already taken. Shadecraft was already taken also. There wasn't a ton of books that came out that were like, whoa, this is under the radar.
Yeah, it was a very small.
So I went with Man-Thing 50th anniversary issue. This was not a horrible issue. This was actually a pretty decent read, I thought. It gets you familiar with the Man-Thing character, where he came from, who he was. And basically we get, did any of you guys read this?
No. I didn't read it.
So we get introduced to a new character. It's a female. It's Marvel's version of Poison Ivy.
Okay.
And this chick is related to the grannies in X-Men.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
Those grandmas make their appearance there. They're I guess this girl, it's their great aunt. That's what they are. So to this woman, and she basically takes out Man Thing, no problem. Like into him, whatever it is, and creates this big mushroom plants all over the place, and it's like killing people left and right. The Avengers got to get involved and try to save the day. And what happens is this takes place in different stories. The next one, it's going to be taking place in a Spider-Man title. It was actually pretty good, you know. So you get a first appearance, you get the reappearance of the grandmas. You can't ask for more, and now you got a freaking plant version of or Marvel version of Poison Ivy. So there you have it.
Awesome.
I mean, at least it was something different than just like a random one shot.
Mm-hmm. And then mine obviously goes to Spawn, issue number 316. As a matter of fact, I just did my pre-order. In 2 more months, we get in Spawn Universe, issue number 1. This is all the setup for Spawn Universe. We get to see the new Spawn creation in action.
The new Spawn.
You know, whoever it is, it's another Spawn.
It's named Plague.
I'm sorry, who?
Plague.
Oh, it is Plague? I
Yeah.
thought the big guy was just calling him a Plague. Okay.
No, his name is Plague. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. His name is Plague. He's got spikes. He spikes the big baddie. I forget the big baddie guy's name because
Omega Spawn.
there you go. He's a Mega Spawn. And then you have Spawn and Night Spawn fighting a bunch of soldiers. This was an awesome issue. Art's gorgeous. The
Medieval Spawn.
There's so many interesting names.
Not Night Spawn, Medieval Spawn.
I like calling him a knight. He looks like a knight. I know he's Medieval Spawn. You want to tell everybody about the book, Mike? I'll sit here and I'll listen to you.
No, I mean, there wasn't much that happened in the book.
wasn't.
I mean, you got Omega Spawn fighting Plague, and basically, you know, Plague is no pushover. This thing can cause some serious damage. He's the next Spawn that's in in the normal realm or whatnot. You got She Spawn trying to find out who killed her friend. She realized that all these other Spawns are around as well. And like you said, it's just a big setup for the next event that's coming.
Now, I know we're getting Spawn Universe Spawn. Who are the other two that are getting the books? Is She Spawn, and is Plague getting the 4th book?
No, it's well, you're going to get Spawn, the regular series. You're going to get
Universe.
Well, it's called. There's a team book.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're getting Gunslinger, who is another
That's
one.
another one. Gunslinger. Okay.
Yeah. So there's 4 books. One's going to come out every week.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Weekly,
I think we're only getting Universe though in 2 months, and then after that we get the other books coming out.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but the thing about this though, it may be coming out weekly, but it's a different title every single week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it's going to be priced at a high price point.
$2.99.
It's still all going to be $2.99 each issue.
Which I like. I'm very.
I wonder
happy
what
with
printer they have, because that's a nice prize.
Well, you know, McFarlane, he just says, you know, what am I going to do? Am I going to, you know, be greedy and make a few extra dollars, or am I going to make the people happy and keep it affordable? Then I think that's his mentality behind
He just made $2 million.
I was about to say, or he can afford to print so many copies that it just takes that price way down.
But again, you could be a person that has all that money in the world and sits there and says, well, I'm going to make it even more money because everyone else charges $3.99, $4.99. You know what? I'm going to do it too. But
that is
for
true.
him,
I'll give you that. Yeah.
He keeps it classy and he keeps it at $2.99. There's no comic out there that's $2.99.
No. Only his, and they're really good. Spawn is really good. But that's under the radar. I'm going to pass it now to Mike for the top books and our top 5.
Yeah, so guys, we got our big books that we're going to be talking about. Not too many this particular week, and once again, there will be spoilers. So for whatever reason, if you did not read your books, you know, just mute the book. You know, just mute your show. Don't leave our show. Just mute it.
Yeah, no, give us the view.
Come on, man, we want to keep you on there. We don't get that many people on the show as it is. We don't need to lose the very few that we have on here. So let's go ahead, because we're like the late night comic show. We're one of the later ones on there. So, all right. So here we go. Betaraybill issue 1. And based off of my initial thoughts here, I don't think Brant liked this book.
I don't think so either.
It was an interesting book.
But he wants to be a pretty man again.
So 2 reasons. One, I did not like the art at all. I just could not stand the art.
Do you know who this artist was from? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
This is the artist who did that book, Murder Falcon.
Oh, well, there you go. I didn't like the art in that book either.
Right.
I agree with
And
Brent
did that
about the
Wonder
art.
Woman Black Label book.
Yeah.
The same person.
Okay.
I agree with Brent
Gotcha.
about the art, so we agree
Yeah.
about that first point.
And story-wise, I just didn't feel like it was... It felt like it was watered down. The entire story, his entire backstory, his entire struggle, all the drama in it just felt like it was watered down and boiled down to this basic concept that just did not come across to me. I didn't feel it. I didn't connect to it at all. And so it just didn't grab me. And it was just like, I don't care. You know, it's like, oh, he's sad and I get it. But it was just like some of the stuff that happened, like when him and Sif were getting together and she was like, you can't change in your human form? No, sorry. Oh, sorry then. It's like, what,
Sif
really?
was a bitch.
Well,
Wow.
she didn't want to do it with the
Bitch.
cybernetic horse. What do you want me to say?
Well, no, I know, but it's just the way it was written. It was just like, really? That's...
You made Sif
I guess
really
Lady Sif is just like total jerk. Okay,
Eddie.
in love
sure.
with him though in the past, but by his human form, maybe.
Maybe, but you don't get any insight on that because they don't tell you.
Right.
So,
I did
there was
find
so
that a
much
little
missing from
awkward,
this.
too. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
if you love him, gotta go through the thick and thin, man. You gotta do it, right?
Everybody
Exactly.
gets old and ugly at some point.
I don't know. It felt like it felt like there should be a Snyder cut of this somewhere that had a little more information. You know?
Darkseid would have shown up in this at the end.
I didn't mind it. I can understand his frustration because of the pure reason that he is like second fiddle to Thor. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't mind that. And I could honestly sit there and say, man, when does he get so pissed off that once again he tries to go after Thor? I mean, because it just all the glory goes to him, even though like sometimes he does the work. So that's what I liked about it. It wasn't a perfect issue, but for me, I thought that it was good enough to continue reading to see what else it has to have, because this was basically the setup issue, and now we get to see kind of the adventure that he might go on.
Yeah, and I get that, and I wanted to like it. You know, I really liked him in Thor, and I wanted to learn more about him and kind of go on this journey. And I get the reasons he's frustrated and everything, but just I thought both the writing and the art lacked a great deal for me personally.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. There's some funny comments, man, that we had on there.
There were some good ones.
Yeah,
Thank you
well,
for
we had the late night ones.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Right.
Late show, comic
Yeah.
show after dark. Someone can't quit us. We appreciate that.
Release the bill cut. There you go.
That was
That's
awesome.
good.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Side note, I got a hold of Justin. He's thrilled and wanted to thank all of us. So
Awesome.
Good. We're happy for him to have the books.
Yeah, just have them leave an address that we can send it to, or I'll send it to, and we'll get that stuff to you as soon as possible.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on with the Betaraybill. We're done with that. So let's talk about crossover. This is issue 5. So I like this issue, but I just didn't feel like enough happened to progress the story. Right?
Very action-y.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the action, but I just wanted more story out of this. Like, basically, we just get her getting the sword. They kind of bust through the place, and I don't know. And then we get the little girl that has like the mutant powers or whatever, and it looks like the kid's going to shoot him. And that's basically it. So I was like, okay, I mean, like, that's cool and all, but nothing really happened.
Yeah, with this issue, I was starting to feel how you're feeling, Kat. That there's not enough character progression here and character building. So it's like I wanted more out of this too, and I didn't think a whole lot had happened. I agree. I don't mind action, but it just need to be something more than what happened. Like you said, they just kind of broke in there and start fighting, and then she's like zapping. No, shoot. Okay, you're done.
Yeah, there needs to be more heart in the book, which is so weird to say because I think Donny Cates usually does a really good job at character work. And it is interesting because I thought about this like after we talked about the Invincible pilot, because I had a lot of people say, oh, you know, like what's bad about action? Obviously, nothing's bad about action, but when action is just there for action's sake, that's when it's bad. And not bad, but, you know, when I dislike it. And, if you can mix action and character work, that's when you're at your pinnacle. And I feel like that's what crossover didn't do here, is that there's just action for action's sake, and there was no character work built within the action to feel the moment, to feel that, let's say, the gun at the girl. I didn't feel that because there was no build up to it.
Like, why do you care about the girl? Because you don't know nothing about the girl.
Exactly.
Right.
All you know is
she dies.
Yeah, exactly. All you know is she's separated and trying to get back. That's basically it. And we just learned like 2 issues ago at the end that she had powers, right? Yeah. So up until then, you didn't even know that. I don't know. I felt like they tried to inject some of that character stuff with. Referencing the God Country stuff. I know what that sword means to you, those kind of lines, but it just wasn't enough. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's that they've introduced so many characters now that he's having a hard time balancing between all these characters and trying to fit some of that stuff in. I don't know.
Right.
Even the main character, I don't really feel like I know her. It's just like, okay, she's just kind of there. I guess she's used to be from this comic world. Even the guy, okay, we saw his journey a little bit. We know his dad's an asshole. But yeah, there's more layers there, and it's taking a long time to get there. And it's interesting because you look at, and I know that Mike has read this now, Baby Teeth, that didn't even finish, it's just like, maybe he needs to do smaller scale indie titles and not these ongoings.
I mean, maybe it's just, and then who knows, maybe this is just kind of like almost like a filler issue in the series, to where maybe we get more depth in
I don't know if it was supposed to be, though. It felt like it was trying not to be a filler.
Right. I'm just flipping the other side of the coin and looking at it,
It felt like this was... I'm sorry, Mike. I thought you're done.
I am. I'm done.
I was just going to say, it felt like this was supposed to be a major cliffhanger that you're like, oh my God, he can't shoot her, So it's like, I agree. It's like this whole 5 issues so far has felt like one of those, like a movie that's structured to where they drop you in the middle of it and then they back up and kind of show you how you got there. But we haven't got to that point yet. So we're 5 months into this thing and we're still getting that opening scene. It's like, you need more. And maybe it'll be better in a trade. I don't know.
I don't even know. I feel like it would be more boring in a trade.
Not to say I don't like it though. I mean, I love the concept. I like the art and everything. And at this point, I get your point, Kat, and I want more out of it. So
yeah, it's definitely not a book I'm dropping, right? Like I'm gonna definitely continue to see it, but 100%. But I feel like it might just be too big of a concept, and you're really seeing it now.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see what happens with it going forward. All right, so let's talk about The Flash, issue 768. So this is the book where we get the return of Wally, and based off of Future State, he was supposed to be part of the Justice League, and in this first issue, he's like, nah, just kidding. I don't want to be part of the Justice League anymore. And then he wants his powers taken away from him. And so in that attempt to get his powers taken away, something happens in the Speed Force, and now he's basically time traveling and goes into other people's bodies. And now they got to find
quantum leaping.
What's that?
He's quantum leaping.
Quantum leaping. And now we got to get him back home. What did you guys think of this concept as a first issue with Wally in it?
I personally really liked it. I have not read a Flash book in a while, and I was like, oh man, it's really easy to jump into it. I thought they handled Flash's like Wally's character really well. It was just fun. I liked it. I thought it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best book ever, but it's just like definitely gave me enough to want to get the next issue, and it was a good start.
Yeah, for me, it was just it was fine. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you said, Kat. It didn't blow me out of the water or anything like that. It was just okay. This is a decent story. I can get with this, but I think I wanted more because I just want a really good Flash book. I also wasn't crazy. I mean, it wasn't bad art, but I wasn't crazy about the style personally.
The angles were super weird.
Yeah, they were.
The art changed though, based off of the time when he went into different times.
I can't hear you,
Do you
Chris.
think that was necessary?
Yeah, we can't hear you at all, Chris, if you're talking. I think it fit. Like when he went to the there you go. When he went to prehistoric times and stuff, it was it kind of fit the overall timeline, I guess. Yeah, and the future stuff. Yeah, that looked really cool. So,
gotcha. I'm right there with you, Brant. I thought it was fine. It was good. I just was expecting something completely different. Like I thought he was legitimately going to be part of the Justice League, and
yeah,
he might still be after this arc.
I know. If you don't want to be part of the team, just leave. Why do we got to take your powers away?
Yeah, that's what bugs me about that too. Yeah, and
responsibility. Maybe if he has his powers and he feels responsible to still be a hero.
Well, not just that. Don't forget what happened to Roy, which Tevye says he thinks that Green Arrow was being a jerk, but no, he wasn't.
He's justified in the way he feels. I mean,
right.
After what happened to Roy because of Wally, Green Arrow is very justified.
He was also kind of nice about it by the end. Like he was just like, I was just angry. Like, let the boy do what he wants,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the key thing is how long do you go on when it comes to this type of story arc? Though?
Oh, not a long time. Yeah. It will lose me if it goes on for a while. Yeah.
I say no more than one more issue. There's no reason to keep this going on.
One or two.
I have a feeling it's going to...
I'd say one or two because they're going to do at least a 3-parter.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a longer arc. I hope it's not. And honestly, the reason I picked it up because it was a very small week. But
I'm going to continue reading it. This sold me on Flash again.
Yeah, I definitely want to get the next issue.
I did like the cliffhanger. I liked Gold Beetle coming back, popping up. And it's like, why is Gold Beetle there? That was kind of cool seeing something else from Future State incorporated. So, there was enough to grab me, I guess.
All right. So we'll see what happens with Flash. Better than him killing people, I guess, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Much better than what we've been seeing.
All right. So let's move on. Let's talk about our number 5 book. So my number 5, believe it or not, was actually Silk. I actually enjoyed it. Even though, we know all about her, she worked for J. Jonah, stuff like that. I just thought the artwork was a nice book. It was a light feel to it. I love the way Cindy's interactions were with any of the characters in there. I really like J. Jonah though in this issue. He's such a old school mentality type of character in this book. Like he's just you shouldn't be working out. You're a woman. You shouldn't be working out. You don't want to be a bodybuilder or something like that. It was so funny.
I love that she just kept coming back at him. It's enough with that Don Draper sentiment, let's move on.
I love them. I like that every single time Cindy does have an ongoing, it's usually about them. And I think that's why it works. This is a mini series, not even ongoing. But I thought it's a little forgettable. That's only my big thing. It's just I don't know if I'll remember this, but it's a fun ride when you're reading it. I just miss Cindy.
Yeah, it was fun. There's definitely elements of Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen, mixed in with this. So, I enjoyed those aspects. And like you said, Kat, I love her relationship with, or both of you said, I love her relationship with JJJ. And it's like he's building his own little spider army here. He's got, he's, in bed with Spider-Man. Now he's with Silk as a bodyguard. And, it's like, It's so funny
It's weird
considering
how
his
that's
history.
evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ending of this book was weird too, because there was those
Mhm.
people that wound up getting killed, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Who is this? A werewolf?" And then right away, I thought it was Jay Jonah's son, right? Yeah, John Jameson. And then I'm like, man, well, we gotta do another werewolf story, because didn't we get that in like Spider-Gwen? And then we wind up getting this weird cat thing. I'm like, what is that? You know? So, but it was fine. For this type of week, it fit exactly where it needed to.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
I agree.
All right. So, Kat, what was your number 5?
Mine was crossover, kind of out of the week, but
Default,
out of default.
Yeah. Brant?
Mine was also crossover. So.
Man, is it going to be that type of week?
We'll see.
Chris?
Mine was Batman, Catwoman, number 3. Is it?
4.
4. I'm curious about the story with Catwoman. Did she kill the Joker in the past? And Hunter's wanting to know more about her mother and going through all of the older back criminals. I love the ending where basically Catwoman told Batman to go F himself and walks off because she won't tell him if she killed the Joker, where the Joker is even. And I don't know. The artwork, I like it. It's just, I'm intrigued to know how this story arc ends. Am I going to stick with this book after this arc?
Well, it's only a mini.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it is
only
a
a
mini.
mini.
It's not
Yeah.
an ongoing.
No.
Oh,
it's not
then never
ongoing.
mind. Then I'll probably, when the mini's over, I'll be done.
I'm still enjoying this book too. It's not my top 5, but I like the 3 timeline story that they're telling throughout.
You're
this
crazy.
book. I do. I like it, and I love their daughter, and she's got the best of both of them, and she's solving this mystery, but Selena's still got her secrets, and she's keeping them close to the vest. It's just it's a fun ride. I know it probably doesn't mean anything in the long run, but I'm enjoying it. So.
Well, Mike left, and those
right
are
here.
actually all. Okay, so Mike's there. All right.
All right. Just had to get some water. All right. So that's everybody's number 5, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about Silk. We talked about Batman and Catwoman already. We're just knocking them out of the park. So we're just going to jump into our number 4. My number 4 was a book we already talked about as well, believe it or not. And mine was Brant's favorite book of the week, and that was Betaraybill.
Sure.
Right.
Number 1 with a bullet. Yeah.
It's on his
And
wall right
Chris.
now with the bullet hole.
So we're going to go with your number 4 now.
Chris.
Mine or Brant's?
Yours.
You're Chris.
Spawn 316 was my number 4 this week. We already talked about it.
All right, Brant. So what is your number 4?
Mine's going to be a surprise. Power Rangers Unlimited Heir to Darkness.
I knew
When
you were going to
on
say
your
that.
panels, you knew that was gonna be his number 4.
Yeah, because he put it in his panels, and I'm like, if he put it in his panels,
This is top 5.
that means that, I mean, not every time it means that you like a book or it's going to be in your top 5. But since there wasn't that many books this week, I had a feeling it was going to be in his top 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason I ended up just taking a chance on it, is because it was a smaller week, and it's like, I'll try this out. It looks kind of interesting, and I really like the story in this. I mean, obviously the art is gorgeous, but the story, it kind of reminded me a little bit of She-Ra.
Okay.
Yeah, in that she's convinced that the Power Rangers are these evil, murderous beings that are just that she has to destroy to save the world, save the universe from them. And I feel like eventually that might change. I don't know. I don't know anything about this character. I'm coming in this cold, but it seems like that same kind of thing, very similar to Adora. So I really like that aspect of it, and I thought that was an interesting way to go with it. And
the Omega Blue Ranger, because we lost the Omega Blue Ranger in the previous series.
Okay, that means nothing to me, but
Yeah, sure.
I tried.
No, I appreciate it. But anyway, the important thing is reading this book made me go back and catch up, or start to catch up on the other 2 series. So I've read 3 issues of both Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin now.
Have you been liking it?
I have.
Which one have you liked more, Power Rangers or Mighty Morphin? Because I'm so torn on both. I think I like Mighty Morphin more just because I'm not a sci-fi fan, but that one's been surprising me.
I figured that would be the case. I was liking Power Rangers more until the space vampires, and then it's like, okay, then I was liking Mighty Morphin a little bit more. So I'm kind of in between at the moment. So,
good book. I didn't read this one in particular, but I like the Ryan Parrott stuff. I didn't read this one because Ryan wasn't writing it, so will it really be involving the main title? Probably not.
It doesn't. It's like its own thing. But again, those comparisons just really stood out to me after watching She-Ra on Netflix. So it's like, wow, okay.
We got a good morning. Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning.
You're half hour early on the East Coast.
So, Kat, what was yours?
Mine was Return of the Valkyries, issue 4. I thought this was a better issue than what we were getting in this miniseries. So we get to see Valkyrie go into, I guess, this kind of, I don't know if it was her mind or not, but she gets to see her son. And it was kind of interesting just to see her thoughts on the afterlife and the idea of when someone dies, it's obviously when their soul is gone, but also on Earth, it's when everyone forgets you. I thought that was very interesting how that related to the new Valkyrie. I don't love the King in Black tie-in, which makes it a little bit hard, but I like the more character-driven moments here.
Yeah, and even though we still didn't get her name, they promised it at the end. They were like, the biggest secret, her name, is coming in the next volume. So I thought that was cool. It's like, okay, you're actually addressing it, so that's something.
That's funny.
Yeah, but no, that exact point that you just pointed out with the way that she viewed the afterlife, and that was really poignant about. When people forget you, that's when you're really gone. That was that stood out to me as well. So,
yeah, it was a better issue, but I am much more excited for the next arc.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad it's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that was everyone's number 4, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about X-Men issue 19. Well,
so many thoughts.
Interesting issue.
Okay, I don't like this. It's I didn't need it to be a love story.
I like that.
At the end,
that was the only thing I did like.
But it doesn't. But
it was very rushed. It was
meaningless in the
at
end.
the end of the day, none of this means anything,
right?
Because they just got resurrected anyway. They're not old. Nothing means anything in the X-Men, and that's what's so frustrating about the X-Men. What they need to do is they need to kill off the 5 so people can't get resurrected anymore, because there's nothing at stake when it comes to the X-Men.
No,
and that's what's so frustrating about this Hickman's run. It's a cool concept, but it should not last. And just people die left and right. And for years and years, we never saw people die at all when it comes to the X-Men. Very rare.
Yeah. It's like they're just careless now. It's like, oh, if I die, I'll come back. Yeah,
it reminds me of my old Halo days. I'd go run into a room.
They
get resurrected because my friends are staying back, waiting for me to suicide bomb everyone.
Yeah,
well, I think that was definitely the biggest issue of it. Well, it was just, I agree with Mike. None of it mattered. It is too one-shotty. We waited months for this story, and it was just it was fine.
It was nothing.
I mean, unless it's leading up to this big battle between, which I don't care about. That's the problem. These children of the vault. I don't want to see that. Just leave that over there. But I like the love story aspect of it. That was the only thing that really grabbed me. And I thought that was touching and everything, and it's kind of sad and tragic that he remembers it and she doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't.
So I mean, that kind of sucks for him. But
we'll never see him again anyway, so it'll be fine.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's but they made it a thing with these children of the atom, and they follow them in this vault, and like you said, it was so. We stayed in here for years and we tried to escape and we couldn't escape. And they have this first generation of children, second generation of the children, third generation of the children. Who cares? And then they finally escape and they kill them. and that's it. And it's just like we didn't know anything about the children. Like, what's the point of them? Like, it's so frustrating. It's just.
I guess it's bad to say that this was my number 3.
Not bad if you enjoyed it.
I did. I liked it.
Well, you know what though? Issue 20 has been delayed.
That's it.
Really?
And it's not coming out for like 2 months.
Whoa.
Wow.
And that's the same.
Crazy.
Also, Venom issue 200 got delayed again. So it's
Wow.
not coming out
What's
now in
going
May.
on?
It's coming out in June now.
I mean, if Marvel
Wow.
doesn't want to end Venom, just keep it going.
Keep it going. Which is weird because you got that, the party coming up soon. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what they're doing. I don't know. That's weird.
So, but yeah, X-Men, very frustrating. Oh, let's talk about another fantastic book this week, and this is Witchblood issue 1.
Oh man.
I didn't read it.
No, you didn't have to. Nothing against the creators, obviously, but
Right. I only bought this book not because Kat said so. I remember we were talking about it, and I was like, I don't want to. I'm like, I'm not going to buy it because of vampires. But I forgot that on the FOC that I actually pre-ordered that Dazzler homage cover,
yeah.
and so that's the cover that I wound up getting for it.
So you
So
got
I'm
to
like,
go
all
for
right.
it.
Yeah.
I'm like, since I wound up getting it, why
Might as well
not?
read it.
Why not read it? I'm like, it actually could be good. I mean, the cover is awesome. Like, I really like that cover, right?
Yeah,
the
that's a nice
is
cover.
Cool. The
And-
story.
Yeah, the story, unfortunately, so lacked. Like, the main character, I don't even remember her name. She's a
From
witch.
the first dialogue, like it's just like what, like you couldn't even get into the book.
It's so sporadic, and she did not make any sense when she spoke, and that was it just took you out of it. And like, she randomly gets run over by this person driving this car, and she goes to her and she's like, you gotta pay for my bike. She gets in this argument and she goes on and on about this bike, and then like, people all of a sudden come, and then she takes off on the bike and she's like, here's the money. Where'd she get the money? She had to earn the money. Like, where'd the money come from? Right. There's this random cursing everywhere. And it just, oh my God, it didn't make sense. And these vampires came, and I'm just like, what am I reading?
I'm glad I wasn't alone of like just not like I thought maybe I was just like in the wrong mood.
Yeah.
I don't get what's going on in this book. And then I started reading it. I'm like, I really still don't get it. And the dialogue was the real reason. It was very Quentin Tarantino. But with Quentin, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. It really wasn't.
Yeah,
my
I mean,
thing.
Sounds like a mess.
like
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't read it.
that vampire. Yeah, like Quentin Tarantino did the vampire movie Till Dusk Till Dawn, right?
Mhm.
I think maybe it was trying to go for that type of vibe, but it did not work whatsoever. Just
Needed George Clooney.
the vampires
Maybe.
were bad. She was bad. Just where it took place was bad. Just even the cliffhanger was bad. Just nothing about it was interesting or
The art was
grabbed
good.
you.
The art was good. I give it that.
Did you like
that.
the art?
Yeah, well, I didn't like the story so much that, I was like, oh, the art's good.
Yeah. It was just I was expecting just something more. Just something a little bit more meat to that story, So
I was expecting more because I really liked their previous Scout book. I really enjoyed like the slice of life aspect of it. It was called Long Lost. I was like, oh, I'm like kind of expecting the same thing, and it just was really different. But again, it just wasn't my thing. I saw a lot of people enjoyed it, so I'm happy for them. But
was this the same person that did the fingers gun? The fingers?
no, a different person.
It is a different person.
Isn't it
Okay.
Finger Bang?
Finger guns.
It was Finger Guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was a
Right,
different
Bang was a
person.
different book. Bang was a different book.
Yeah. That Bang Bang was
Mhm.
Dark Horse. Yeah.
So I don't know. So
Bang.
but if you liked it, that's awesome, and hopefully you'll enjoy it going forward. All right. So that's that. So let's move on to number 3. Chris, we knew what your number 3 was. It was the X love story that was
I can't help
quickly
it. I love
evaporated
Laura.
in the air. Right.
Man.
So let's go to Brant for your number 3.
Mine was Silk. We already talked about it.
Mine too.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Pretty
We're gonna see how
cool.
this plays out.
All right.
Our number 2 won't be the same because you didn't read it.
Okay. So make your number 1 though.
Probably.
All
So
the
what
odds.
is? Let's move on to number 2. What is your number 2?
Mine was
Cat.
Flash.
Flash.
Mine was Flash as well. Somebody
Flash.
is with Cat.
Yeah.
Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Yeah.
My number 2 was Spawn. Yeah.
You knew
All
more
right.
than I did about Spawn anyway.
And so let's talk about, this is mine and Brant's book here, X-Men Legends.
And mine.
I didn't
Here?
read it. I didn't read the first one.
it. It's Chris. that marked
Yeah, it was
I
Chris.
read
Yeah.
X-Men Legends.
This was good. I like this issue.
I didn't like it either.
You didn't like it?
No, because it don't mean shit.
I liked it.
He
I
didn't
never
like.
bothered
Mike
to
didn't like
know
the
it.
first one either. Chris, remember?
Oh, that's right. I liked it. I knew the
I
father
did
didn't kill
not-
the son.
Mind it. I like the artwork. The artwork
Yep.
in this one is awesome as well. Okay. Action is great.
A lot of
But what's
galactic
the
action.
point if you just go back to where the beginning of the book started, where Adam doesn't even know who he is at the end of this issue again? What's
Yeah.
the point of
And
that?
Sinister and Mr. Sinister checking in on him. And somebody
There's
checking
no
in on Mr.
point.
Sinister.
The whole story is for nothing at this point. It's like you spend 2 issues in getting to know Adam X. Just kidding. We're going to mind swipe all of them. None of them remember that they have a brother now at this point because supposedly he's too dangerous of a mutant. And it's just like, okay, well, we're just going to go back in the cornfields and live there now. Done. That's why I didn't like it. That's so frustrating to me.
We do have a
Speechless?
question from. I'm speechless because I definitely read the book. We do have a question from Black Knight. Do you guys read Ghost Rider? Did anyone read Ghost Rider King of Black? I've not.
I'm sorry.
I
I love
didn't,
Ghost Rider.
yeah.
I didn't get to read it.
I did not. I did read most of the last series, I think, but I fell off towards the end of it.
I like this X-Men Legends book. I mean, I feel like this is going to be one of those series where it's just like a bunch of X-Men stories that aren't part of the main X-Men universe. But
Yeah.
I understand how you feel that, like the whole story was for nothing, but it was only 2 issues. It
Right.
wasn't like 5 issues. So I love
Oh, so it's done? It's over?
No, there's going to be another story
another arc.
next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the next story is going to be about X Factor.
Yep. That's
Okay.
what I'm looking forward
I'm
to.
only here for Kitty Pride. If Kitty doesn't show up, I'm never gonna pick it up.
So, I mean, I'm still going to be continuing this. I was just frustrated because I feel like I'm getting vested in a character, and then
And then
all
they
of a
take it
sudden
away.
It's for nothing. It's for no reason, And it's like, oh, we're building relationship with our brother that we didn't know that was our brother, and things like that. And it just, again, it's just like the X-Men book we just read, X-Men issue 19. It's just like everything gets erased. It's forgotten. It's swept under the rug, and I just don't like that. I just think that's kind of a cop out.
This was my number 1.
I mean, I
Mike
like
just
the
hated both of
nostalgia
my
factor.
topics. X-Men
I
today.
do like the nostalgic. Like, I love the way the characters look. I love the way they act. The artwork is phenomenal, but you just sometimes the art just can't do it. It just can't.
That's not the comment I wanted to pull up.
You can do one above it.
Here it is.
X-Men Legends number 1 and 2 got great artwork. Yes.
They did.
All right. So now we'll move on to number 1. My number 1 was Black Cat issue 4. Love that book. No one died. Nothing got erased. Good. Cat, what was your number 1?
Shadecraft issue 1.
Nice. Chris, yours was X-Men. Let's say it again. X-Men.
X-Men Legends.
There it is. All right. So I guess that's it when it comes to
Hey, wait.
Wait. What's Brant?
What do you think it is?
Shadecraft.
I think it's Shadecraft.
Shadecraft, yeah.
It's Shadecraft.
Yeah, there we go.
That's right. That's why Mike skipped you. He's like,
Yeah, I know.
what it
He's
is.
like, I already know what Brance is. Who cares?
I can't believe. So all the odds is what we had. So we had 5, 3, and 1. That was the same.
Yeah. That's funny.
There wasn't a lot of pickings. I
Yeah.
bought 7 books this week.
But
I actually read 12, believe it or not. So
I think I read like 7 or 8.
10 for me. 10.
I almost read an extra book. I don't even remember what it was, but I ended up not reading it.
I did
really
read
don't
2 books that I didn't get a chance to read. I read Casual Fling issue 2, which was actually really, God, man, that series is good. And then what was another book? Oh, I finally read that. What is that book called? From Bad Idea?
Oh, I don't know what it's called either, but
The computer book or whatever it is. I read that.
Does it start with the E?
Yeah. God, I'm drawing a blank to it. Really good book. Really good. About the computer coming to life, basically, and planting bombs everywhere, and just like these secret agents have to go and stop this thing before it does like a Judgment Day type of situation. Really,
ENIAC? Is that it?
yeah, ENIAC, yeah.
There we go. I knew it was an E.
That's it. It was a really well written book. So good. Definitely didn't think it was going to be as good as it was.
Cool.
All right. So, Brant, I'm going to pass it to you. Anticipated.
Yeah. There we go. Most anticipated.
And there's a
we
lot.
have the chop block too.
Oh yeah, we got that.
yeah,
So
we
we'll
got
do that first. Yeah. There you go.
With
Pass
chop,
it
Looked
to
at the
Chris.
doc. I was like, wait.
Yeah, I knew there was something. I was like, wait a minute.
we're chopping things. I'm not chopping anything. Brent, I know you probably are chopping something.
Betaraybill.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Done.
Mike,
I'm getting rid of Witch Blood, and I'm hanging on to betaraybill.
Cat,
Witch Blood is out.
I didn't read Witch Blood. I'm going to hold on to Beta Ray Bill one more issue. So I'm not chopping anything this week.
God bless you both. Sorry. All
I
right.
hope it's the best issue ever.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get
I'll
his
never
new
know.
hammer and everything, and you're going to be like, I missed
Secret J. Scott Campbell variant cover that you can get for paying for the regular cover.
If it's the same art, yeah, I don't care. So, anyway.
it. It started just like aura to you.
Whatever. I just didn't like the whole package. All right, most anticipated. We got a bunch of books to talk about, so let's start.
Thank God.
Yeah,
There's
right.
a lot of books to talk about.
Let's start with we've already mentioned him this episode. So Venom 34, Legacy number 199. So you get to read that and then wait 2 months.
Thanks,
How you feel
Marvel.
about that, Mike?
That's frustrating because we already
Little
knew
Cat,
that.
how do you feel about that?
We already knew that it was being delayed, and now it's getting delayed a whole other month again. So that's frustrating. But I'll take what I can get for right now, but it's going to leave you on that cliffhanger, and you're like, man, I got to wait forever. I mean, we got left with the last cliffhanger too, right? With the whole Captain Universe thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it, though. I can't wait.
Yeah. And staying with Venom, we got King in Black number 5. Going to wrap it all up.
It's been so long since we got that last issue.
I know.
I missed the entire event, so for me, it's just like, bye-bye.
Yeah, I wouldn't catch up if you haven't read it. It was a good event.
It was.
Oh, I know. I'll probably get the trade.
And saying that from Kat is pretty big.
Yeah.
It is, honestly. I was pulling teeth to read this book, and I can admit it was a pretty good event.
Yeah, it really was. I'm curious to see how it ends, though. Where they leave everything.
I hope there's like good information. Like I hope there's stuff to think about it. It's not just like it wrapped.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. We got Firepower number 10. Already 10 issues.
I'm stoked.
Crazy.
I love that book.
Issues. I'm only
I do
like
too.
9 issues behind.
Only. You will catch up in that in an hour.
I think it's gonna be awesome though, because we found out in the last issue that What's Her Face is alive.
Yeah, and he doesn't know it.
What is his wife gonna think about it?
Right. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Right.
Even how about the kids too? I mean, there's just a lot of reactions that's gonna happen with that. I love that cliffhanger. I remember, I don't think you read that issue, Mike, when we were on the show, and then Brand said, "Yeah, it was a predictable cliffhanger." I'm like, but it's so cool. Like the ramifications of it is so cool.
Yes, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah. So, Chris, I was serious. You could sit down and read this entire series.
No,
in
yeah,
like
no,
an
that's
hour.
not a joke.
Really?
It's very.
It's a
light
very
dialogue.
fast read. Yeah, but it's
too bad
good.
Did they trade paperback like the first? Like
Yes, the first 2 and plus the free comic. So there's like 3 books.
But you
I
don't
think.
need to read the prelude. There's also a
No,
prelude.
you don't need to.
I read the
Yeah.
prelude. I read the
Oh,
prelude.
okay.
At the first
Yeah, so you read the prelude. Yeah, so volumes 1 and 2 are out.
If you read the prelude, I would say all 9 issues is less than that because it was actually pretty wordy. The prelude.
Okay.
The rest of it is really quick.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair enough.
Or either I know volume 1 is out. Volume 2 might be coming out in May. It's either out now or out soon. So
Okay.
all right. Green Lantern #1. A
I've
new
gotta
Green
try
Lantern
it.
that's not Grant Morrison.
I've got to
I'm
try
gonna
it. Ain't
try
bad.
it.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not getting it, man. You
I'm-
guys gotta let me
Why?
know.
You got to try it.
It looks very
try it.
spacey, and it looks.
Yeah.
It is
a little bit-
space.
It looks too sci-fi
It's
for
Green
me.
Lantern. Of course, it's
Sci-fi.
spacey.
It's gonna be a sci-fi.
No, I like Green Lantern, but I like when he's grounded, and it looks like
Yeah.
it's just gonna be focused on space adventures.
Yeah.
And
When
I'm just-
when have we had our last was it Jeff Johns run where he was grounded on Earth?
the last one,
Well, Vendetti's
I don't
run was
know.
actually pretty good when it wasn't New 52.
Right.
Yeah, but
I haven't read Green Lantern in a very
But the
long time.
last
yeah, I don't
time,
know. It's been a while.
it's been a long time since he's grounded. I mean, when you look at it, even Jeff Johns, like he focused on all the spectrum of lanterns, so you can't say that was grounded in any way, shape,
True.
or
Right.
You're right. He did go out into space. He met all the different lantern corps. That's right.
So, but I have to give this a try. I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
have to.
Absolutely.
I'll wait
Yeah.
for the Kyle Rayner book.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I gotta wait for the
Thanks,
tournament.
Great.
Outcome of
might
the
beat it.
tournament.
So one you are excited for, Kat, I'm sure, is America Chavez, made in the USA.
I thought you were gonna say Runaways, but yes,
I was
am.
saving that one. Yeah, I was saving
I'm
that
also
one.
excited for America Chavez. That issue 1 really, really surprised me, and
Yeah.
I'm excited for issue 2.
Yeah, me too. It was so good. So much better than I thought it was going to be. Finally back, 7 Secrets, #7.
Wow.
Also
yeah.
really
Yeah.
excited. Also
Did they
another
make
book.
a trade
I
of the
think-
first 6?
Yes.
I need to get that trade immediately.
That book would be like both Firepower and 7 Secrets are like made for you. It's like the DNA.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Chris. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
why
yeah,
like,
I
you gotta
loved it. I
check
read
out.
the first 3 issues of Secret 7. I remember.
Oh, so yeah, it's easy to catch up. There's a lot that happens. That 7 Secrets is an example of action where characters at the center of action. There's
Yeah.
so much action, but you feel the emotions of the characters where the action is better because of that. And it makes it like an epic issue.
Yeah, but
I think
Secret
it's
7, Secret 7, I was going to collect as a trade anyway. I wasn't going to collect it as single issues.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to do it through trade.
Secret 7, you're so invested in all those characters. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you understand.
The kid, the son
Yeah.
of the father.
Well,
that
right
died.
from the very first issue, you felt loss in emotion,
Yeah.
a reason behind the main characters there. But we know that as longtime fans of Tom Taylor, that's what he does best, is that
Yeah.
character development, all that growth, all that emotion. He knows how to pull at the heartstrings. You get it right from that very first issue of Nightwing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, he knows how to do it. But with when I saw this on, books coming out for the week, I was like, oh man, 7 Secrets is back. I'm like, sweet.
I'm so
Yeah.
freaking tempted. All I got to do is step on the train and ride it for like 45 minutes into the city, get out, and Midtown is right there. Get the trade like immediately, not even have it shipped to me. And just come home with the trade, read it on the train. I'm tempted.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly,
Yeah.
in that 45 minutes, you'll probably be able to read it.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
train, on the ride home.
Yeah.
Come home and I'll just, I read that, file it away.
Just
Yeah,
go with
exactly.
your
Well
stop.
spent.
Right. All right. Let's see. We'll go Immortal Hulk #45.
I feel like this book has lost steam for me
I feel like
personally.
that too, but I still look forward to reading it every time it comes out.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it's coming towards the tail end of things. So it's going to see how this whole thing wraps up. It definitely has lost its steam, and it's not as popular as it once was, but we got a few issues. I think it's going to start amping up now very soon.
Mhm.
Just I can't quite remember what happened in the last issue though.
Was it the Joe Fixit issue? I feel like
I think it
No,
was- No.
that was in the last issue.
no, it had
I
to do
remember
with
reading the one shot.
UFOs was in it fighting the Hulk. That's what it was.
I don't think I like that issue.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot that happened in it. And then Alpha Flight they were fighting against the leader because the leader escaped, but he's like all weird because he's got gross Rick Jones attached to him and everything else.
I'm so bored with Alpha Flight. I really do not like them in this book.
So, but it's coming to an end. But the Alpha Flight stuff is going to stick around because they get a spin-off book off of this.
Once this ends, I have a feeling we're going to get like an Incredible Hulk book where Hulk will be leaving the horror genre and
see, I don't even know if I want that though, because they didn't know how to make that succeed for such a long time.
Exactly.
I would like to see a Hulk family book. I think that's why I enjoyed Immortal Hulk. I want to see everybody together and interacting.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good way to do a Hulk story now, and it's like he's gone through so much, and there have been so many different takes on it already. It's like, what do you do with the Hulk? Honestly,
yeah,
I agree.
Hulk, Agent of Shield.
No, they'll do that too.
They have done that actually.
Remember Doc Green? I mean that was actually a pretty good series that got cut.
Peter David did that run right after Grey Hulk.
Peter David did that one.
I think it's Jerry Dugan.
That was the one where Bruce Banner controlled himself as the Hulk, right?
That was the one where he got smart. He was
the Hulk was smart.
He had like that
Bruce
mohawk.
Banner as the Hulk.
Mark Bagley did the artwork in that.
I really think it was Jerry Dugan who did that.
I think that was Jerry Dugan. I'm thinking of the Peter David run where it was Grey Hulk, and then Bruce Banner took control of the Hulk, and he never.
That was in the '90s when Peter David.
Yeah, that was old.
Yeah, that was '90s. That was '90s.
No, the Doc Green stuff was more recent.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong
this is when right after All New Marvel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm thinking of like Bruce Banner Hulk.
This is all new, all different Marvel. I think this is when that came out.
Right.
That's me.
Ding ding. Okay. So second issue of Noctera, that first issue was pretty solid. I think we all enjoyed it. So
yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. And let's see. We got 2 number ones. The Silver Coin number 1, which I know you're going to pick up, Kat.
I'm stoked for it. I love it. So it's an anthology kind of where it's all connected by someone gets this cursed coin. And it's all, instead of it having different artists every issue, it's different writers every issue. Well, it's the same artist for all the issues, and he's going to write the last issue. And he's actually worked
a different story, a different character.
It is, but they're all connected. So it's all different stories, and they're all connected by the coin. And it's all collaborators he's worked with before. So Kelly Thompson. Michael Walsh is the artist.
What company? I'm sorry. What company?
Oh, Image Comics.
Yeah. Image? Oh, I'm gonna be. I'll check it out then for sure. Issue 1
Chip
tomorrow.
Chip Zdarsky issue 1. I'm stoked.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out tomorrow then.
And
I might go to Midtown tomorrow. I might have to trade tomorrow.
And then Magic the Gathering number 1, which we discussed post show last week. We were going to give it a shot.
I got it. I pre-ordered a physical copy of issue 1 after post show last week. I looked it up and I like the variants that are coming out for it.
Yeah.
Each one has like the character for the guilds. So issue 2, I forgot what guild it is, but issue 1, I think I got the Shadow Guild for the first one.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to see what they do with it, and hopefully it's good because I don't know much about it.
5-issue mini.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you said Image.
Yes,
no, it's an ongoing, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Ongoing, even better. Okay.
All right, and the one that Kat's been waiting for me to talk about, Runaways, number 35.
That ending.
Cat's number 1.
Already number 1 on the list.
Cat's number 1 for next week.
Take note of it now.
It will probably be my number 1. It's probably the only book that will always secure a number 1 spot. But yeah, the ending was with Pixie and Nico looking lovey-dovey, so I'm very worried and very excited for the book because I trust Rainbow and I love it. I love the book.
The book is fantastic, but yeah, I'm a little worried about that too. It's But Carolina has it. She's still sick, man. She's just
She's so sick. I hope we get to see like a little healthier Carolina, or at least more sick Carolina, because we didn't get to see her at all last issue.
Yeah, Nico can't handle the sick. She's going for the pixie.
It's not death do us part or sickness and health. She's like, you know what? Bye, Carolina.
And then the last book we had to talk about is Batman issue 107, which was the only one we all four marked. So,
well, how
the Gardener
isn't 108?
Yeah, right.
Where the new character gets dropped? Or is
no, next issue is
this one, right?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Miracle Molly.
Miracle Molly, yeah.
Well, Miracle Molly showed up last issue. Now it's the Gardener.
The Gardener.
The Gardener.
The next issue has the cover, the variant cover of Miracle Molly.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
That I got. I might get this issue also just for the first appearance.
The Gardener. What's the Gardener going to be about? What do you think?
I'm curious if it's going to
guy from the Batman 80s.
Connect to Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Poison Ivy. Well, we know it's a girl. We've seen an image of her. Yeah, I think because Poison Ivy's been very much teased in these previous issues. We've seen flowers on the wall, especially with Harley. So I think it's got to be related to her.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I love all these new characters though. I think it's cool. They're all interesting, and that's the cool thing. They're not like throwaways.
You never know where you're gonna get in every issue of Batman, and that's so surreal and different than what we've gotten in the past.
Hey, don't forget though, you're gonna get a story about the Ghostmaker though.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Are we going to read it though?
No, paying that extra money for that book for Ghostmaker.
I will read it just because it's probably going to be connected to the main story because it's written by the same person.
Sure,
right. But I'm not excited for it.
Right, exactly. All right, and that's it for most anticipated.
All right, and that's about it for the show. Anything going on with anybody that want to mention real quick?
For Brooklyn Boys, really quick, I've been bringing Brooklyn Boys back. I've moved my vlogging series over to Brooklyn Boys. It's part of my newsletter, which will be dropping tomorrow, right, Brent?
Yep.
The Shooting Star Press's newsletter is dropping tomorrow. I talk all about it, so I'm going to give a briefie here. I brought Brooklyn Boys back. That's where I'm posting my vlogs instead of doing it live on Facebook or everywhere on Twitch. I decided to bring Brooklyn Boys back. Michael and Kevin are slowly joining back on with me. We came up with a really cool concept that might be dropping next month for Brooklyn Boys. And after talking to YouTube, they got rid of our BBZ13 gaming because we didn't sign that stupid COPA thing. So I got the channel back, but all the content and subscribers and everything is gone. So I got the channel. I didn't get the stuff. So we're going to see about doing some games on there again as well. And the Brooklyn Boy Discord, you can go on any of the previous 2 videos I did, the live streams on Brooklyn Boys. We are starting a Brooklyn Boys community on Discord. We already have a nice sized community. A lot of people came over from another gaming Discord that we were a part of, and it's a really nice community. We're a safe community. If you'd like to join, link is on any of the previous Brooklyn Boys live shows that I've done the past 2 weeks. So you're welcome to come join and talk with us about video games, skits that we've done, whatever. We're a pretty open community to talk about anything and everything.
All right. Brant, anything?
Yeah. I mentioned earlier in the show, I got 2 Kickstarters upcoming, one for comics, one for puzzle. I'll drop those links again in a minute. But it's lastsummerpress.com/PC3 for pneumatic cases and torchlightgames.com/Wonderland for the puzzle. We are also doing a giveaway, a puzzle pack giveaway, a fantasy puzzle pack giveaway that I just posted a link in there. If you guys want to check that out and get some cool puzzles, Lord of the Rings, Disney Villainous, some other cool stuff, you can check that out. And want to remind everybody about the audio version of Comic Book Weekly that drops on Fridays. Rate and review us on iTunes. It really does help the show. And like Kat said earlier in the show, we will read those 5-star reviews out every week. So drop those. Thank you.
All right. Kat, you want to mention your Kickstarter one more time?
Yes. Go check out my Kickstarter. It's about a young woman who's a dancer/assassin. And when she was little, she witnessed her parents being murdered in front of her. So go check it out. We have about a week and some change left for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me this week. And obviously go check out Comic Uno's Best Comics of the Week tomorrow.
All right, guys, and from me on the channel Comic Book Corner 2.0, guys, check out my haul video for tomorrow. I have a feeling it's going to be quite large, and just wanted to let everybody know that on my Facebook group page, I am now over 600 members on my
Nice.
group
Very
page.
nice.
So,
Congrats.
you guys, thank you. If you guys have not joined it, all you gotta do is just go on my group page called Comic Book Corner 2.0 Webheads Unite. I'll look for the approval and make sure you're a real person, and then I'll accept you. You can share your hauls, you can share anything on there when it comes to comic books and stuff like that. And it's a great community on there. And then the last thing is that I just wanted to let you guys know my road to 10K X-Men giveaway is in full swing. We're getting closer and closer to that 10K. And believe it or not, the prizes are getting more and more. I'm actually getting donations from the comic book community saying,
cool.
here, take some X-Men stuff. Use
Nice.
it as for your giveaway. So I really appreciate that. That's awesome of you guys. I just got recently a 9.4 graded comic book, an Uncanny X-Men. I'm getting another Wolverine issue 10 graded comic. That's going to be in the contest as well. So
That's
stay
gonna be
tuned for
some
those
hefty
added
winner.
prizes. What's that, Chris?
It's going to be a hefty winner, whoever
Yeah,
wins.
man. I might have to split it up in a couple of groups here because it would be one large package for somebody. But I think I might do like a first, second, and third place. So we'll see how it
That's
goes.
fair.
Yeah. So, but that's about it from me, guys. So, and from all of us, we thank you for watching Comic Book Weekly. And of course, as usual, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell. Of course, follow us on all the social media stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. This is great. I can read it now. And then we have
Yeah, I'm glad we
have-
changed it.
yeah,
me
we
too.
have the thumbs up. Of course, give the videos a thumbs up. And guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. And until next week, this is myself, Kat, Brant, Chris, giving the wave. Take care, everyone. Good night.